Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be making some shepherd's pie, as you can tell from the title. So basically, you know what, just going to be boiling some potatoes first, adding some some of this ground soy stuff. This is from the Eve's brand. Got some lentils, got a few other things. I'll show you all that, but I wanted to touch on something real quick before we actually start the video here. I was doing some browsing around on the internet, getting some different recipe ideas, just some different ideas for shepherd's pie. And this wasn't today, this was a little while ago, and realized that usually a vegetarian or vegan version of shepherd's pie is often referred to as shepherd-ess pie. So it's sad and almost kind of hilarious though in 2019 that we still have this really toxic view on what's manly. And so to say that shepherd's pie is now shepherdess pie because it doesn't contain any meat or real meat is, you know, that's pretty problematic. So anyway, just thought I'd touch on that. And for anybody who still thinks in 2019 that eating meat is manly or that you are somehow less of a man than, you know, others because you don't eat meat, I mean, you need to check yourself because that's ridiculous. But anyway, we will we'll put that aside for now. We'll get to the video. So first thing I'm going to do though is just go ahead and chop up some potatoes, get them ready to boil so I can have my mashed potatoes. You could use instant as well, but I've got most of a 20-pound bag of potatoes to use, so I'm just going to do them from scratch. So there we go, I've got the potatoes chopped, just turn that on, so yeah, they got to boil, soften up a bit so I can mash them, and now I'm going to saute up the ground round and the lentils and all the other ingredients. Alright, so obviously in addition to the ground round and the lentils, I'm going to have some onion and some celery in there, and I don't know if celery is typically an ingredient, but oh well, we're using it. We have some extra, so I'm going to use it up. And yeah, I mean, I put onion in everything, so that's happening. And it doesn't need to be fancy, just diced up a little bit. Not really a fan of this cutting board because, yeah, it just slides around a lot, but luckily I have a piece of paper towel under there, so that's helpful, but it also makes a lot of noise, so I don't really like that too much, but oh well. What do? You work with what you got. And as long as you don't cut your fingers, you are good. Alright, so we got the stuff on the stove there. That's going to be the filling. And as you can see in behind me here, I've got my mashed potatoes. They're not quite mashed yet, but essentially I got those all boiled and ready to go. Just going to mash those up a little bit, add some stuff to it. So I'll show you what I add to the mashed potatoes. And then we're going to add like the base layer to the casserole dish. Put in the kind of middle section there. Put another layer on top. I've got some other frozen veg I'm going to throw in there as well, so let's get to it. Alright, so just gonna mash these up a bit just by hand, and then I've got a mixer that I'm gonna actually whip them up a little bit so they're really nice and creamy, kind of a whipped potato. Don't actually have, like, you know what I mean, a mashed potato thing with the potato masher. Yeah, don't actually have one of those, but that's alright. This will get it started. I'll add a little bit of plant milk and stuff, and then it's going to be just fine because it's going to whip them up really nicely. Got the plant milk. Gonna add pepper because I add pepper to just about everything. Got some onion powder. Because why not? You can never have too many onions. Some garlic powder. Slam a bunch of that in there. If you're looking for measurements, folks, you're not going to get it here. And also have some chives. Again, don't look for measurements. Just gonna throw a bunch. And now I'm gonna whip it up with the mixer. Alright, so folks, this stuff smells absolutely amazing. This lentil mix is really, really good. Get a nice close-up of that. Delicious. Anyway, all I'm gonna do, I do have 3 casserole dishes because I made like a big batch. Just gonna create my base layer of mashed potatoes. These turned out really nicely, actually. And then throw some of this in the middle. Probably actually need a 4th casserole dish. I may have made even more than I intended. That's okay. And then I've also got some of these. It's just like frozen mixed vegetables, which is just like peas and corn and carrot. So I'm just going to add some of that to the mix as well. And some more potato on top. Oh yeah, this is going to be good. So once I've got this done, I'm just going to throw it in the oven, let it bake for a bit. I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Alright, so I'm going to put this in for 375 for about 15-20 minutes, covered in some aluminum foil, and then I'll uncover it for the last few minutes. Here we go, it's been in the oven for a little over 15 minutes now. Just gonna take the tin foil off of it, put it back in the oven for a few more minutes, and let the top layer kind of brown up a little bit. It's definitely hot enough. Alright, so here we go, guys. This is the finished product, so this is gonna be the official on-air taste test. This looks delicious. It smells delicious. I know actually it just kind of looks like potato on top. but it smells incredible in here. So I'm just gonna dig in and see what this tastes like. This is gonna be good. Alright, so folks, I gotta say, it was really delicious. I know some recipes will call like to use gravy or whatever as well, but I don't even think it needs it. Really nice and meaty because of the lentils and stuff. Yeah, that's really good. Obviously, you could put some vegan cheese on there as well if you wanted. You could use gravy. You could do all these different variations. Personally, I don't need it, so this is like basically oil-free because I don't even think there's any oil in the ground round itself. Maybe a tiny little bit. So I mean, this is very high protein, low fat, high carb as well, because of the potato, obviously. So good. So yeah, just getting back to the thing at the beginning of the video here, where it's just hilarious when people think that something like this that I've created with vegan ingredients would be less manly than the beef version. The ground beef version that will clog your arteries and cause ED is somehow more manly than this. Makes sense, right? But anyway, yeah. So here's a good cruelty-free version. Very easy to make. Honestly, you could use like instant potatoes as well. Like I said at the beginning, I just had a bunch of potatoes to use up, so you know, it took a little bit of time to prep those, to peel them and cut them up, but really not that bad. And the rest of it was just kind of, you know, boiling water, putting stuff in the oven, not hard at all. So anyway, this is also going to be my dinner for tonight, and I've got 2 other casserole dishes full, so really I've got like 5 or 6 portions. So I'm going to go ahead and wolf this back. And yeah, let me know down below, do you guys like shepherd's pie? Have you made shepherd's pie before? And if you've had it both in vegan and non-vegan versions, you know, before your vegan days, which do you like better? And do you think this is Shepherd-ess Pie? Or is this just as shepherd? Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Peace.